As the Chogm financial scandal rocks the ruling party boat, the president's tacit approval of a sustained investigation of his indicted ministers has stirred up unease in cabinet. This week, Museveni made his pronouncement. Anyone involved in the Chogm financial impropriety was on his own. Since then, his thinly veiled comments have resonated deeply within the NRM party ranks, turning the tide against those adversely mentioned in the report.
Right? Then we shall base there our decision to condemn and crucify. We are fed up. Because even His Excellency said, corruption now is a worst crime.
Is the president now walking the talk to crack the whip on his errant cadres as graft forms the back of the regime's black book? From the fraudulent purchase of Uganda Commercial Bank to the purchase of junk military helicopters, the pungent smell of graft continues to choke the taxpayers as donors who greatly bankrolled the budget took a backseat. Pundits now say partly as a result of the economic downturn that hamstrung Western economies, donors cannot babysit graft anymore.
So how do you want the European Parliament and our member states to continue funding and give a blank check to Uganda if no action is taken?
And another issue which is of more importance is that there is a new drama taking place in Africa. The demand that the question of hiding behind the institutions to fight corruption is not what the donors want anymore.
The donor community has meticulously followed the progress of the Chogm probe, at times sending embassy staff to attend the plenary debate on the report. Whereas this could be one of the arguments, the timing of this report, analysts argue, which coincides with the election in 2011, is yet another factor that may compel the president to act. Leaving the PAC inquiry into the loss of taxpayer money to gather dust on the shelves could grant the opposition with live ammunition to undercut the support of the regime during campaigns, analysts say.
The opposition can say we have an alternative agenda for stamping out corruption, and they can clearly outline the strategies which they can use to stamp out corruption. But also, the government, if it handled, for example, the Chogm issue very well, it can also show that it has a very clear commitment to stamping out corruption in the country.
I think you should take what we could call the Kenyan approach. To say, ministers implicated in this thing, put yourselves aside. Did that, then the chances are that people will say now the president we are going to have, even when he wins the elections in 2011, he has begun where we wanted all along.
So does the president have the knack to fire his ministers if found guilty?
I don't want to be deceived or to convince me that actually the president relies on these guys. That will be a very big shame. People who are implicated, I know that they have their political survival onto the president.
To hypothesize or bring about a theory that the president is already a hostage of these people. The president has a sea of people. He has fish in the sea. He can pick anybody.
And therefore, when you say this will affect his patronage network, it may, but not to a large extent. After all, it will give him room even to create more patronage networks as he appoints new people.
What makes you think that the government is going to be serious or will want to pacify the electorate by acting this time round? If, and as we know, President Museveni acts sometimes, if that person for some reason merits to be shunted aside, the Chogm probe is going to present the president with a perfect opportunity to get rid of somebody he might have wanted to get rid of for a very long time.
A PAC report that unraveled an intricate web of grand theft backed with evidence is currently under debate in Parliament. Earlier on, there were fears of an attempt to withhold the report from being debated, but they have since been allayed. However, the Chogm report presents a litmus test to the 8th Parliament, whose ratings continue to languish. Is it possible for the August House to carry out unfettered investigations and later on show its bite if those culpable are found guilty? The mood among the ruling party lawmakers in regard to defending those implicated has been lethargic lately. Many are preoccupied by the upcoming elections, while others are disoriented after losing in the chaotic NRM party primaries. Once again, talk of political witch hunt has surfaced. Museveni's position this week has taken away the aura of invisibility from his close confidants implicated in the Chogm scandal. Analysts say his tacit message has only re-energized those planning to write the political obituaries of the accused. However, the indicted still have a chance to exonerate themselves if the table had evidence. Emam Taizibwa, NTV.